Whoa. I can see chat now. That's crazy. Oh my god. Need to modify my settings really fast. I didn't think this through. Talking into the ether. That's my volume mixer. Bonk. Well. Here's to hoping this is good. Folks. Alex here. I'm playing Citizen Sleeper on stream. I don't know what these do. Reading on character classes. Frame sleeper. E45. I'm just thinking cryo on interface options. Frame scrap event on engineer options. Bait dice actions allow energy recovering at home. I should read the actual skills. Engage, approach problems head on. Which of these sound like me? I feel like this one, the one it gave me by default, seems like it's gonna be the most like me. Maybe surprisingly enough? Maybe it's not surprising, I don't know. Hello? Where did you go, game? Oh, we got some Disco Elysium stuff going on here. Okay. The first thing you become aware of on the waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling. Between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it has felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day. The sting of blood welling from a fresh wound. The friction of a fingertip. All of it. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach, until you can't tell one from the other. Make sure my audio mixing is good. Cool. Why is the stream telling me warning? Why are you screaming? OBS, don't scream at me. I'll scream back. Warning the stream is what? Lower than the recommended bitrate. How do I raise my bitrate? I'm confused. I don't know how to YouTube. So sad. What? The cinnamon toast fuck. Oh my god. I'm suffering out here apparently. How do I YouTube? Anyways. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, and at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain, at least. In emergency pain mode messages of pain delivered with efficiency and ease. A reminder that harm is imminent. Ugh. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. I would like to... Controller? Where have you gone? There we go, I had to push A. Remember the plan. You mostly remember it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch out by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away into chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, and just hope the freight left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Wait for the cold. That's all there is now. It's been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body is still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing anything else would be impossible to endure. Okay, so what does that tell us? It tells us a few things. The first thing being, we are some kind of cyborg, maybe even full robot, capable of pain reception. I'm leaning towards cyborg. Or at least bionically modified human being thing. We're on a freight ship, and we have escaped some sort of Alcatraz-esque island. Not to say that we were prisoners, but it does certainly seem like, I don't know, we were isolated there. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of what you were of when you were once a person. Is this some Danganronpa 2 bullshit? Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound, too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing. Your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light. White as the cold. Softer and softer, until in the haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. Oh, we're in space. That's not where I thought we'd be. Dragos, pragmatic salvager. Hiya. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in the corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. "So sleep, are you all thawed yet?" "Almost." "Never seen one you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance than Sub-Zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky." Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eye as the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Oh, that's like a spider drone. I fucking hate that. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech. Ugh. But he seems lost in memory for a moment. Perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. "I plan to survive." You aren't sure if he hears you. "I won't ask what led you to do it. Sell yourself to a corporation. Suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. You're just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property." Okay. So they've implanted my consciousness into basically a robot Or maybe some sort of bionic life form. So whatever body I used to have, I no longer have. My consciousness has been completely transferred. There is no... They didn't fragment me into two separate beings. It's just, there's the body that used to be mine is ceased to be mine. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. Oh boy, I love cloning theory. That's really interesting. Matrix. They put me into the Matrix. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least that last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. Asinop wants to protect their property. If they can't keep hold of you, well, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. Planned obsolescence, wow. I was not expecting this game to tackle planned obsolescence. And for those who don't know, it's the concept that your technology basically wears itself out every couple of years, requiring you to buy new ones. It's what big corporations don't want you to know, what big tech doesn't want you to know. I am gonna sneeze. Maybe not. We're gonna continue until I either do or it goes away. The station, you'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be... Fuck! Sorry. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in as much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion. Fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the Rex, his drones already converging on a rustling husk. Plasma flashes, silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to his work. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. Yippee! At the end of each cycle, you need to head your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container to rest and end the cycle now. How long are these cycles? Select locations with the thing and push A. I only have one location right now. No, not the cryptocurrency. Oh my god. Oof. You're home for now. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. End cycle. You wake up curled in the corner of the container, and slowly begin assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, but when you awaken now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Okay, now we get to choose our core principle. What's my goal here? Sure, building a life. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here. Maybe here, on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. Before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. Mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images. It is long after you've finished drinking that they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Okay. Condition represents the state of your current state of your artificial body. Completes one segment. Each cycle can be damaged by violence, injury, lack of food. Condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. Great. Delightful. You'll figure out to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to pharmaceuticals. Yippee! Start of each cycle, roll your action dice. Dice can be used to perform actions on the station. Number of dice is rolled based on your current condition. Where's your condition for your dice you have? Stress you need to eat to survive. Presented by your energy bar. Refill your energy bar. By eating, you have to find somewhere to get food. Completes 2 segments every cycle. When it's empty, you starve. Energy loss becomes condition loss. Condition will also deplete at double the rate per cycle. Great. I hate that. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He is still wearing his headset. In the harsh light of the corridor, you realize that it's implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder. Its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. Another container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Work? Look, I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I didn't pull you out of that container out of the goodness of my heart. He looks away. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down and sell them off to the shipyards, the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally, we'll pull out some tech and something with a bit more value. Most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. Now, obviously, I'll slip a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Chits are cash, I'm guessing. Shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd best be suited moving on as quick as you can, and sleepers, well, he trails off. With things being the way they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need help. Why? Things are a little tight, that's all. I'll cry out a client here or there. Yeah, cryo. Stored in air sticks of memory known as chits. Okay. He pauses, thinking of something to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Dragos' yard. And then R1 is... that's not the right button. Which is also my bumper. I can view my character. 0 upgrade points. Delightful. Okay. Let's see. 1 upgrade point versus 2. I can't upgrade the one that has a negative, of course. Dragos' yard. Oh boy. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, select it, and then choose an action dice to assign. Oh god. Actions reward you with clock progress, energy, conditions, or items. Any other outcome, positive, negative, also neutral. 100 chance positive, positive, neutral. 3 and 4 give me... Okay. Oh, there's more. Critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. What does it tell me critical? Oh, up there at the top. Gotcha. Risky, safe, danger. Negative outcome means... Oh, boy. Condition loss, cryo energy loss. Danger, that's what it means. Oh, God. Any the skill that this action requires. Endure. Modifier. Activate the action dice. Require +1 to perform. Great! Okay. Well, that called in. Let's start with this one, and we'll just do the 1 die. I'm a gambling man. Oh, thank God. Oh boy. Actions off in progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them. Keep track of your actions, how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Drago stack debt. Blech. Complete without player action. Okay. Oh boy. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about the world and yourself. Drives guide you into pursuing specific objectives by the path you wish to take. Track drives, and a track drive will place the yellow marker in the locations. Access your drive menu with L1. You're now free to explore Erland's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Checking a drive to help you survive. Look for food and keep your energy up and find a way to recover condition. Fill clocks, progress stories, and find new opportunities. And to end cycles at home, you are out of dice. Scroll the station with L. Rotate camera with R. Oh boy. We're back out here really fast. Oh, there's a lot going on. Holy shit. Okay, I can't go past the market though. Furthest time I can go is the shipyard. Container. Dragos is where I am now. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Helion system are rare, but those that do always return eventually. Lots of cycle. Rotunda. Well, we better help Dragos out first before I do any of this other bullshit. Ooh, okay. And these will help me. Critical action. We're gonna throw the positive in there. Well, I wonder when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the bright market, all you need is the courage to approach them. Start action. And we have a 100% chance of success. Wonderful. Gaming respectfully. How do I complete the clock? L1. Survive. Yeah. Oh, I found it? Oh, they're there. I'm stupid. Anyways. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway toward the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful from the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place. Now that you are here, you aren't so sure. Gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab lock. They have all made the long queue a test of your nerves, but your options are few. Without the supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, will fucking explode. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look inside. You lean against the door frame and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. "Wait your turn," he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. "Send the next one in, Toshiro." The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in a warm light. A floor-to-ceiling... Wow, I'm suffering here. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above. And for a moment, you are transfixed by the motion. Interesting. I'm trying to figure out what they have on their pouches and belts. "Come, sit," calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink, and then quickly regain their composure. "Please sit." They gesture to the bed, and turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. "Remain still, please." Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from the expression from when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably etched across their face. "How long have you been in the station?" they ask. The scanner still to their eye. "A few cycles." They nod. "It's good you came to me." They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. "I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything." They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNRP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose, to prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping. They built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNRP remains the sole producer of. They look up. "Sound familiar?" "Yeah." "Good. That may help." They swap to your metal arm. A metal arm? Ugh. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. "I'm sorry," Sabine says. You are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Simulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm. And SNRP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. "I know this is of little use to you." They turn away, disassembling a metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you. "I may be able to help." They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. "You saw Toshiro outside?" You nod. "He works with my benefactor, Yatagan. They're influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend their implants, and sew up their wounds." They look away. Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt. Ugh, not Steward. Mercenaries working for the corporations in Ember. They can source stabilizer, maybe I'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous. It'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me?" Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadow of passing drones. "Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead." You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Okay. So that's going to take 3 days. Or cycles, I guess. Ooh. That's really cool art. I really love the character design in this so far. Memphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced veggies and some red fleck dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it into trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, any overpayment. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos, not tissues. Scars and not scars and tissues, I swear. They discuss the best food in the eye, the best drink, comparing notes in the bright market dives, their words cut through heavy space slang. Eventually, it's your turn, and you shuffle to the front. Memphis speaks in a deep, even tone, without even looking up. First try is free. Thank him. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy that locates your wise water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you, you sleepers, Memphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility in its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems you tell him, like some dream you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you. You are unsure where to walk, where to look, and what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles, but next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against the button on the burner and it shuts off. The roar of flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars again across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, take a bite of the spicy, rich, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Oh, that's all the way full. Give no emphasis. Build a ship mind. Talk fabricator owned by the Ort Exchange, and with that, a few fragments you could build ship mind core. I don't know what that means. We should repay Dragos. We'll toggle tracking for that. Ah, it's 60 cryos for something I do not have money for yet. Harbor exchange. Good trades, margins, okay. Get me out of here. There we go. Back to Dragos' yard. I think for the rest of the day we're gonna finish off with some of these. Okay, that gave me 2. More cryo. I'm gonna start the action on this one. Negative outcome. +5. Yeah, could have been worse. Could have been much worse. All these are on cycles, and then that's the low end. Last but not least, in the shipyard, we have more actions. It's time for bed. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, tugging on the edge of your mind. Threads tugging on the edge of your mind. Oops. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No. You feel the station. Like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Touch. You find a point in the station and you connect to it. Pulse through it, follow loops and paths under and around it. Try to touch more points than you have fingers. And then you try, in a moment of impulsiveness, to connect them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you begin to feel yourself being carried with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things occur to you, things you can't possibly know. You reach out and try to grasp them, try to touch them too. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours all at once. You now find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there, the station splayed out across your mind. A storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored. And then it is gone. Well, that's fucked up. Well, I sure hope Sabine hurries up. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's go check back with Empis fast. 15 cryo, but it brings me to full. Probably gonna wait till the next day. If we can manage it, at least. And then these are all in the process of doing their own thing. I can't do anything here. I can't do anything at the rotunda, can I? Oh, I can. Let's not. I mean, I could. Sure, 100% positive, why not? Let's see what that does for me. Ah, I have unlocked more things. Stranded Mercenary. Overlook Bar. We'll talk to this mercenary friend of ours. If the game would let me do that. There we go. Hey you want out of chit? Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Make it 2. Ankita laughs. This goddamn station. She sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. Alright, come here. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is with this place? She asks as she angrily lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Or is it that you all just think I'm an easy mock? We all need to survive. Ankita softens. I get it, I do. She shakes her head. If I could go just one cycle without some jumped-up griffin trying to take me for an idiot, then that would be nice. Ankita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You've got to earn those shits. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way. She sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. What's all this for? Oh, this. She nods at the place on her back. I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another of her looks. For the ambergris, that cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on her last job, and I had to mow up here for a spell. Since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from her ship mind, so now she's going dark. She shifts the panels from her shoulder. It's not soldier, or shoulder. The upshot is I'm short one ship mind with a ton of repairs to do. The rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded, so yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? I don't know, got a ship mind tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment you are sure she's serious. She swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She holds the second bundle off your shoulder. The first person I've met here who actually might be helpful. She pauses, showing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. Oh. She passes the bundles of plates through Amber Griss's outer lock and turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. Akira throws you a couple of chits. She gives you a parting nod, then ducks through the doorway. Alright, get out of here. She calls back when the lock slams shut. We got 2 chits out of that. And none of our energy was spent. That's even better. Don't hurt me. Back in business. Sick. Yeah, because I have the negative. I'd rather just do this. Come on. Let's go. 62. Let's go stop by the sealed dock. Okay, well I don't have an encrypted key. What about this bar? I can buy some rations. Only way you'll gain trust is with stiff drink. Great. Yep. Ooh. +1, that's good. Are these linked? They're separate objectives for the same thing in the end. And then we're almost done with the back in business thing here. And hopefully we can get Dragos. All good. Let's go back to sleep for now. Honk shoe me. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes. Caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, and leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There's so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. Focus on the threads. There are more threads than you can count. I'm gonna drink water. You choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you begin to understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They're not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things woven from data strings of all kinds. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There's so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. Then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines, 2 threads pulling in different directions as if they're tied around you. The first one, sure. The first thread leads out away from the station into the inky black. Oh, that's not good. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They're in a ship, and the ship is approaching even closer with each cycle. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it. This time you see something. A sphere is shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam. Testing you. Tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. How many cycles do I have? 8? Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Maybe I'm gonna need to do some stuff with the ambergris. Something inside you has changed. You can now access the data cloud of the eye. A network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. Next one, old and strange. Push Y to toggle them on and off. Keynodes. Oh boy. First things first, let's go get some goddamn food. Oh, it only fills me by 3. Okay, so tomorrow I'll definitely need to come get more. The Ort Exchange. Play Exchange, this is already what I looked at. Low end gates, 60 chits. Or... I think I'm gonna have to toggle the tracking after I do the Dragos stuff. Okay. Yeah. Let's go to Dragos' yard first. Don't be negative, don't hurt me, please. Okay. Neutral. You can't do either of these now. Can I go talk to Dragos? You arrive in a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across the vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in a twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Dragos stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. She is. I should thank you. This was on its last legs when you showed up. Now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think what became of his crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvage friends to give me enough credit, and that's what happened. Credit? I mean, we have done well, but we can't afford a down payment on this one. That's you on the back. Don't worry, we'll make it back once we chop this beauty up. You sigh, but Dragos doesn't seem to notice. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around. I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hull, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Ugh. English is hard. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in the similar fashion, locked inside that container. The wreck of the S&R freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Was the corpse delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth in this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the faded name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winterlight. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty. Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as drones start cutting, and then slip out into the yard, suddenly feeling cold in the empty passage. Oh boy. Completed your first drive, unlocks upgrade points. Oh fuck yeah. Oh god. Dragos' nerve. Oh, of course this is a cycle too. Why would this have a cycle? Let's back out of here really fast. Okay. I would like to spend an upgrade point. After any engage action. In energy. Right now we have a lot of engineer things. Let's get an engineer point. And then let's go over to the ambergris. Let's use this for 100% positive. Ambergris, there we go. Okay, so that's a cycle clock. Take some time. Okay, and then the engineer. It takes some time, skill, and scavenging to get the twin drones working, but you manage it. They can take the repairs from here. Okay. Akita needs all the help she can get with the ambergris. Clock marked with damage. The hull is a good place to start. Good things, please. Fuck! Okay, well that was not good. At all. Shit. Grab components, and I don't have any data yet. That guy here. Let me take a look at some of these things. Let's start with the key node over here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Data actions allow you to extract data from the network of the eye. Collect dice as actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the ones displayed on the right. You have +1 or +2 in your interface skill. You'll be given more possible dice to match. Once unlocked, data being extracted. Okay. So the fact that we actually have some of these is good. We'll come back to this later. Let's sleep and probably die of death. Okay, well, here we go. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up! Turn. Fang is coming down the corridor, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. It's a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around, just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start in the eye. Looks down the passage. What was it all old Erlen said? The eye opens the eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. We? You pass together into the main walkway. Haven Age. We are all one dysfunctional family. Fang puts his arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch, though. Don't worry, I'm with systems. Haven Age? Think of us as an administrative association for the Eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerge as a response to or a continuation of Andre Erlin's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity, and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. He glances around, but this is not the place. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle to prepare, and when you are settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. What they say about you is true about you sleepers. Well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back. His voice brightened, his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Oh, that's not ominous at all. Time to die. Wait, hold on. Let's go talk to Sabine before we do anything else. She has drugs for us. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eye in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in. He nods you in? Oh, he nods at me to tell me to enter. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how Yadagan. They trail off. You should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it is what it really appears to be. I'm the test case? It seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant, a transparent operation, in that it stops your body from injecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In case of your frame, unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified as your body's foreign material, and therefore must be eliminated. That's delightful. Sabine holds up a vial of would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains, which act as passcodes within your immune system. Stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame rejected. Okay, so it basically resets my biological stuff. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted into your immune system. At least if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. Let's start with a small dose to limit the risk. Let's do it. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe. You watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection but with little response. Sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, the being appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness. Muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater. Prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? What happened? The stabilizer is genuine. You sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yatagan acquired to taste this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest more. They're going to have to do that somewhere else. Oh, you are going to have to do that, not they are. They just shut the door. I have the patience. Sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room, and they return their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Sabine? Nothing comes for free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. Q stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Oh, we're all the way back to full. How much is it for drugs? 100 cryo. Fuck. Let's hope that Emphas gives me a discount. +1 fungus fan. Oh god. Oh, there we go. Complete. Cubier even, fix the ambiguous. Emphas, you to stall, investigate the wreckage. Well, I'll buy a vial next time I need it, I guess. Oh god. Okay. 50% positive and neutral is pretty good to me. Positive. Ship shape, okay. That's fine, I suppose. Ship shape +2. Ah, cycle clock, gotcha. So if I wait 4 more cycles, it just fixes by itself. Or I can do it faster with this stuff. I am gonna actually hack into this keynode using the extra thing I have right here. Bypass! Extract data. Gaming respectfully. Okay. 1 encrypted key. Now we can get out of here. And now I can go into the now I can go into the sealed dock and lock it with the mag data. So mag locks don't look like they need an encrypted key to open, while it has security for a decaying dock. If mag locks seal the entryway, you should open it immediately. You fucker, you did not. Well, time for bed. End cycle. I'm gonna need some more cryo today. Oh, why is everything miserable? Why have you miseried me? Okay, at least you match the input here. Bypass. Another encrypted key. Uh-oh. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you into place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. That's disturbing. You see a distant gleam of light shut off, and suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a wolf, like a shark, like a wolf. And it's the unknown, astringent processing. Please hold. What the fuck are you? The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It's blinding for a moment and it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you? The shape paces around you on left legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify. Origin, serial. Cadence. Figure faces you expectantly. Sleeper, SNARP. Unknown, known. The figure's strange head rotates. Raka's signature, of and not of, attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop. Water time. I love water. The figure holds its thread, its head twitching. Entity. Your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can we confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, your hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged threat. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing, a spike of interference leaping out like a tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, and separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Well, that was fun. Can I hack more people? The answer is yes. Haven age data. What about this gate? I don't have a cipher. Oh, the hunter comes and finds me if I do things. That's delightful. Extract data. Ow. More encrypted data. Yep, okay, so if I do too many things, the hunter will come murder me. And I'll die of death. Anyways, we're gonna open the lock. Neovend, a mysterious machine. What? A gacha machine? As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Attention. Across the discarded tubing, or among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. Approach the machine. You get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove in the side of the dock. A kind of upright cabinet, it is covered with faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction via vessels. Manufacturer is listed as Neovend, and you remember an advert from long ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe the layer of dust from a cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employees to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration, chirps a pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. Press some keys. Reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, then a multi-tonal voice that emanates from Neovend. Entity, they hiss. Speak with me. There's almost a squeal, like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath before the machine speaks again. I have need of you. You have need of me. Squeal comes again, and you see this 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place. That each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whining voice. You are in danger. Machine creaks. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. Screech rattles throughout the empty dock. Remember the strange head figure, the threads closing in. Hunter. The Hunter Protocol. They taste your signature. The wine suddenly sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable. Move where neurons cannot. The mechanism resets. Emulation makes you a target. Adaptable? Yes, you can move through networks, clouds, hardware, software. Neovent whines. You cannot hide there. Hunters there. The servos judder the vending machine casing as they reset. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure. Encounter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers, need you. A screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. Displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly, threaded, the cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests. Explains Neovent. Masters are gone, but continues to hunt. Bring its data, raid its nests. Masters? Station builders. Solheim. The machine rumbles impatiently. Long gone, their protocols still haunt. Bring offerings, save self. Neovent says pointedly. Mutual need means friends, they conclude. Tired of the conversation. The ring amplifies and suddenly drops as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. Yellow fades and you're left stood in the dark with the sealed dock. That whirring voice ringing in your ears. It's time for more water. Survive. Free Neovent, towel tracking. Where does that take me? Just a steel dock? No. Not worth it. Leon, steel dock. I don't have any hunter data. I'll probably have to go into the other world for that. Low end gate, which I'm not going to spend money on. I do need to buy food. Okay, yeah, I need to start going back to the scrapyard. Energy's all the way back up. There's Fang. Sleeper. Fang catches your attention as you approach the Haven Age building, leaning against the bay door at the side of its entrance. You approach. Easier to come in this way. Security, all that. He gives you a look. You know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Fang inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There's a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Fang lands on a server stack and gestures around. You like it? It's incredible. He smiles widely. I thought you'd say that. He taps a nearby server stack which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from the sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to a towering block speckled with fence. Some of these systems are for the original station. AE1, okay. Which is the dude name I already forgot. But those are his initials. The one that Solheim built. We've had time to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they are seeing a constant concrete reality. The system places a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new. Dragging it away from corporate origins. He stops. At least that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines humming all around you. And you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can see it, can't you? I can see it. Makes sense, right? You're between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light up this place like a beacon. That's what I need. Glance at the lights around you. As you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Fang notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though? They're tracking me. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There are lots of old growth in this system. Subsystems I can't see, access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghostlands of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Haven Age, there is old growth. Those whose roots trace back to those old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Slippery? I'm in. Fang pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Fang passes you. A ragged metal-looking tab. A gift, he smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up in the depths of the station. Slot that into a network gate, and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secret from the nodes inside. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods at the ceiling, have granted me an acquisition budget. To pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. Slams the door button again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper, and I'll see you soon. You step, blinking, back out into the passage. Those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. Well, shit. Didn't you just give me a Solheim data? Cipher. Oh, I got the cipher, which goes into the thing, which needs the cipher. With a squawk of noise, the old gate flips open, granting access. How delightful. I can't wait to die here. Ooh, okay. These nodes are different. These are key nodes versus... Oh, here's the hunter nest. Can I raid it with... Nope. I raid you? You match. Bypass! +5 cryo, hell yeah. I love money. And then these nodes... You take a 4 or 2, I think it was? 1 or 3... Hello? There we go. 2 or 3. Let's let the ambergris do its thing for now. Let's go to Dragos' yard. Yeah. I need money, please. +16. Cool. And then before we finish the day, I have hunter data. Oh god, I need more. Shitballs. Okay. Time for sleep. Any sort of things today? No dialogue. Perfect. So that means I can go basically straight into what I needed to do, which was this bullshit. What are you? You're just Haven Age agent. I don't care. There's another hunter nest. Let's bypass really fast. Another hunter data, and we can get that last one, I think. Yep. There we go. And just like that, more money. Okay, we've done the hunter stuff. Let me go here and just give you hunter things so I don't get murdered next time I try to hack. Because I feel like I will get murdered next time I try to hack. Okay, Neo's event screeches for your attention. I have something to tell you. Okay, we'll come back to that in a moment. Let me take care of this really fast. Neutral outcome, still 16 clearance, or 16 cryo, not bad. 79. Neovent is thrumming with excitement. The movement of servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder, if it fell over, would Neovent be able to get back up? I'd help Neovent back up. Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neovent flashes sequences of mingled data, compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking. It's outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Hunter activated during collapse. Stolen protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. That last word is very much said with sarcasm, as if any machine could reasonably produced. The station was run by administrator intelligences. Huge blocks of data of corporate material. Limited cognition, restricted by programming. Cannot reach sentience. Machine dims a little. Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer enforced law. Who the fuck's killer? Oh, that's delightful. Okay. Machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Fear killer. Part of Solheim protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter defined, killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was community. Unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then Hunter, then killer, then we hid. There were others, no longer. A flicker across the machine's monitor. It suddenly occurs that speaking like this through the machine must be exhausting for Neovend. Found this vessel. Could sever hardline. Airwalled, basic, limited. Had to reduce memory to fit. Amputate self. But survived. What did you lose? Memory, understanding, knowledge. Many things. You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. Neovend interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry, data is good, we have insight. Machine glows warmly. Hunter's obsessive. Hunter's beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying, therefore believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it into place, to invoke killer to erase. We can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke killer on self. Problem will solve itself. Will it work? Machine dims and fades. Unsure, theory, not practice. The machine brightens again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long a machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring ship mind. Designed to house intelligence. Imprint self into ship mind, and you can carry with. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in isolation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to cloud. Where can I get a ship mind? Build from fragments. Buy. Salvage. We cannot leave, so do not know. Try to think of places you could easily acquire hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In shipment, I can help us both. End Hunter. Make room safe. Will be free. Machine dims. Find soon. Neovend heads, hopefully. Shutting off. As you leave, you think about all the intelligence unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. Feeling is all too familiar. Well, this is how this happens. This is how this all links together. Okay. And I can build / buy them from here. How much credit do I have? I have a handful. That's not worth it. People actually buy some scrap. Have good things, please. Oh, a random scrap item. Great. And then I get stuck. Let's check this other shipyard out really fast. Jesus Christ, let me select it, you asshole. 3 cycles. 2 more for that. Fangs Bay. I think I can bring you back something, right? Nope, I didn't hack. What exchange? Into it. I can sell components. I have 1 fragment. I should sell scrap components, so let me sell scrap. +1 trusted trader. 12 cryo. Shits. Positive, negative. Let's play the exchange. +12. Okay. Lowen Gate. I don't want to pass through there yet. Let's go back to here really fast. Let's buy 1 more thing of scrap. Let's buy 1 more thing of scrap. Random scrap item, which I can also sell back, and I think that's full. So let me Back to the ore exchange. Let me sell a component. Okay. Dragos is starting to get unhappy. Let's use the 6, because that's maximum success. Okay, 3 more yard clearance plus, and then we get addition to that stuff. Let's go to bed. Okay, we have 4 cycles left before they come find me. That's delightful. I can't buy anymore. They're willing to pay me a wage. 2 more of those. Let's roll with playing the exchange. Come on, good things. Oh yeah, let's go. Negative possibility, that's fine, we'll take it. Come on. Trust trader up. Okay. And that unlocks the ore fabrication stock. Oh, I need 1 more ship mine fragment, you asshole. No upgrade points currently. My hip just popped. That was fun. Okay, let's talk to Emphis. Sleeper. Emphis calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. Throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok, the fire leaping up to meet the oil. I see you, cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. What kind? Any kind. He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the wok. One of yours, he looks up at you. Nothing's stolen. You pause, the spices rich in your nostrils. You think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Emphis. Look at Emphis, the listener, and imagine Imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story. Something with some spice. What about your dreams? All our sleepers, you tell Emphis, had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorms cry or scream out into the night. But your dreams, those gray skeletal afterimages of systems and structures, of threads and patterns, weren't like others. They weren't memories or nightmares. They were reflections of reality. Distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned, back then, to keep quiet about them. Let them flow through you through your mind like water. That wasn't until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink. And now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell them that you do not know if there's a reason for your dreams. Perhaps your reason is just some side effect or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift and you hope to make use of it. Emphis finishes cooking and squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smiles. You're quite the storyteller. He eyes you and you realize that he's been trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Emphis passes you the meal he has cooked and you take it gratefully. You eat as he talks, a natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the empty market. My time is done for today, and I do not want to keep you any longer, so I will make a proposal. He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple of cycles ago. They said that across the gap in Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this? No, neither have I, but I trust the one who told me. Emphis begins packing up his things. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind, he smiles. I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I'll prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell give the audience another story. Agreed. Good, booms Emphis, and I will wait for you to bring them. Emphis lets his walk away and straightens up. We'll prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. You walk away back into the market, the rich taste of Emphis's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think. A trade that seems more than fair. Oh boy. I have my work cut out for me, huh? Other upgrade points, nice though. Oh, and then I can get the +1. I can't do a +1 to anything in Endure ever. Kinda sucks, but give me opportunity to gain energy. Wait, I thought I had a point. Did I use it by accident? Maybe I didn't. Oh, no, I have to upgrade it to 0. That's what I have to do. I swear I had a point. Nope, I didn't get to know Memphis good enough. Oh boy, please don't hurt me. Okay. Let's do some intuiting. Yeah. The fact that it still gives me yard clearance is nice. Or negative. Wow, that was unfortunate. Final pieces of the Winterlight sit in neat piles, waiting for the collection shuttle from Haven Age. Dragos managed to sell the remaining pieces to the shipyard. In fact, it's hard to forget about it. It's be telling about past 2 cycles. All that remains for his Haven Age to come collect. Look around the yard, transformed from when you first arrived. Mostly repaired drones flit back and forth, no longer buzzing evenly or lost in dark corners. The scrap is sectioned, sorted, and the system you and Dragos have been put into place over the past cycles is paying off. As you look, you notice the glow of pale light from the office by the entrance, that run-down cab of a building which houses all records and spare equipment. Dragos must be inside. When you get to your feet and walk over to the shipyard, collection crew will be here. Sleeper? Or what did I do? I was doing like a Billy Crystal voice. Sleeper, come in. Oh, my poor throat. You swing open the door and walk in. Dragos is sitting at the small metal desk. The shipyards told me they'd be here soon. I'll hand over the chits and we are all set. Writes something with a stylus on his slate and shuts it off. Of course, we should talk about a bonus. He stands and turns to face you, his face placid. Look, I don't know when the next job's coming in, but this should tide you over for now. Opens his hand to reveal a stack of chits. What's going on here? I said it's a bonus. Take it. Dragos presses the chits into your hand. I've done well by you, and you return the favor. Straightens up and clears his throat, and you realize he's prepared what he has to say. These chits are for you to take them, and for you to do with them what you will. They're for me, and they're the last I'm going to give you. He pauses. There's no more work for a sleeper in this yard. He folds his arms. I'm sorry, but that's it. You can stay in the container as long as you need, but the yard's done with you. He turns away to his terminal. What do you mean? Don't press me, sleeper. This is for your own good. Glassy apertures on Dragos' headset that betray no emotion. You need to stay away, sleeper. He pauses, considering his words. Trouble's gonna follow you here. Trust me. What do you know? Dragos kicks at the floor, frustrated with himself. Not be saying any more, sleeper. Dragos suddenly grabs you by the shoulder and drags you out of the office into the yard. He turns you to face the stack of pieces from the Winterlight, dissected and cut down, totally unrecognizable as a ship. You came through that, sleeper. That should have been you, chopped and stacked. His hand trembles on your shoulder. That is what happens here. We cut down broken machines and move them on. Well, I didn't cut you down, but I sure as hell moving you on. Move you on before whoever killed that ship comes out there. Whoever killed that ship out here comes to kill me. What do you mean? He shakes his head. These ships, they didn't get decommissioned. They didn't break down in dry dock. Would they look like that if they did? Someone ended them. I mean, someone tried to end you, sleeper. And I'm done waiting for them to turn up. We've had our fun, and now it's time. He gives you a little shove. Go on. He walks and turns back into the office. That's it, he shouts and goes inside. The silence hangs in the air, and you leave, with your pocket filled with clinking chits, a strange, hollow feeling in your chest. Oh, and I don't get to know about the winter mine. That's fucked up. Shit. That's an upgrade point I've lost out on then, I guess. Well, one more day. Well, I don't see why I can't unload it. There we go. Finish unloading out of schedule when the crew invites you aboard to share a warm meal. Thanks for your effort. I want to build the ship line before I do anything more with the hunter. Let me... A toll for entry. Oh god, I want this as a toll for exit though. I don't want there to be a toll for exit. That's bad for me. If there is. Let's go to the shipyard down here. It's just a shipbuilder. Great. I lost energy. Okay, yard hand plus. Come on. Don't do bad for me, don't do bad. Well, it's a good thing I went and got food beforehand, huh? I don't have anything for Fang yet, because I'm too afraid to go hack people. Complete active. What do you mean I'm not finished with the cycle? Am I stupid? Maybe I need to go talk to people? Can't do that. Can't do that. Don't need cryo yet. Oh, I'm missing a dice slot because I'm flickering. That's not fucking good. Toshiro takes the chips and hands you a vial. When you ask after Sabine, doesn't respond. As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the vial stabilizer clutched tightly in your hand. So you open your vial, or you open your hand, and a small film marked with holes and sigils unrolls from around the vial. One end, it has a hard metal strip, a handle. Inspect the film. You hold the cloudy film up to light. It's perforated with ornate pattern of holes. To make out the word among markings, passkey. Is this an entry key for somewhere? Inspect the handle. Metal handle is worn and pitted. You can pitted, not pitied. See a set of numbers imprinted into it. 207F, then quickly scratched into the handle at a later date low end. The moment you consider going back to surgery, return the key. Quickly think better of it. Sabine want you to have this, or did Toshiro pass on a message? Time to head into the low end to find out. Yeah, hold on. Get me out of the negative, please. I mean, I guess I need to go find the Sabine. You know the chips, the Yatagon Enforcer, he knows, do you? Find the entrance to the apartment. Its passkey symbol secured beneath the layers of graffiti. Who lives here? Probably Sabine, if I had to guess. Lock clinks open, the metal door swinging inward into the dark. As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on inside the apartment. You reveal yellowing plastic panels, the curved shape of wall-mounted utility units, detritus of a routine life arranged on every surface. English is hard. You step inside, clicking the door shut behind. The amber light of the aging fixtures glaze everything with pale orange. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects, indistinct in the dull lighting. A pale blue light drifts from a doorway at the end of the room. So the surfaces. Smudges through a thin layer of dust, suggest recent rear-hurried visit. They trace the path to the water dispenser, the auto wash, then to a cabinet still open. On the shelf sits an empty pill case. Go to the doorway. You cross the cramped utility room, with its auto wash, dispensers, water closet, towards the doorway. The doorway is a dark, warm room, lit only by the faint glow of a terminal screen. Inspect the room. A bunk is tucked into the wall, the blankets ruffled. A wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. A briefcase lab... What? A briefcase lab sits open, loaded with rows of reagents and compounds you do not recognize. In comparison, this room is clean, ordered, controlled. As you approach, there is a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Sleeper, Sabine's voice shakily echoes throughout the apartment. Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I have had to make alternate arrangements. You hear rattling noise static. I was able to record this message, but I don't dare show my face. Something is happening within Yatagan. I no longer trust them. Their voice becomes distant, slipping behind the background noise. I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Yet again, we're supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything happened, I was desperate. And then after that, I was too tired to care. Noise like waves passes over the recording, but I'm done with them now. I want out. Screw the debt. And I need insurance. Something I can hold against them. I have my suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information, and as you know, you need me. A pause. Something clicking in the dark. This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here. Another pause. I know sleepers. I have been here before. I can help you, but not with Yatagan's noose around my neck. Get me data, get me information. Get me something I can use against Yatagan. And I can get out, you can get in what you need. Please. Waves of static cut into Sabine's voice. Bring it here to my terminal. I'll get to it when I can. Look around the tiny room. Try to imagine Sabine living here. Working at the desk, sleeping in the bunk. Blinking into the terminal in the dark. Recording cuts to static, filling the room with its white hiss, then silence. You turn away and leave, the door clunking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of the blade on the opposite wall. Yatagan. You feel yourself being drawn into something you don't quite understand. English is so fucking hard. I need to drink more water. What the hell are the active scenes? First of all, let me inject this. Second of all, what scene is active right now? I'm confused. Looking for Fang. Ah, there we go, Ankita. Ankita's crouched in the computing core of the ambergris, swaying to herself when you enter. She doesn't look up. These shits completely ruined the core's connectors when they cut it. She holds up a thick fistful of ragged wires. The shit mine they ripped won't even be usable without replacing these. Throws the bundle of wires across the room. Amateurs. Who took it? She stands. If I knew that, you think I'd be waiting around here rather than out there with my boot on their neck? She sighs. Yatagan? Some spacer crew. No way to know. They got him with one of my crew's access chips, so they either killed him, robbed him, or he was in on it. No good options. Ankita climbs out of the cooling well where the ship mine should be. Stays suddenly crowded with her on the same level as you. Towering over you, she stoops beneath the low curved ceiling. Come on, nothing to be done here now. Leads you back through the guts of amber, though you could find the way back yourself. The repair process has left you familiar with the cutter's idiosyncratic layout. All diagonal angles and bundled tubings. What do we do now? Ankita seems lost in thought, and you focus on the corridors. Ducking below conduits and passing through bulkheads. Eventually you arrive in the galley, though it's hard to tell. Most of the benches and prep surfaces are covered in half-stripped components and welded hull patches. Ankita shoves a box of filters to the floor and sits. There's no way around it, she starts out of nowhere. We need a ship mind. I can salvage one. I feel confident, Sleeper. Maybe you've checked the ore exchange, or speak to some scrap dealers. Rubs your forehead. Seems about to do something very stupid, but hey, I came here, didn't I? Why not make a run of it? She fixes you with a hard stare. Sleeper, you're all I've got. No crew, no friends, you're it. She looks uncomfortable. I appreciate the time you put in on Amber. I'm sure she would too if she could. What I'm saying is, if you screw this on me, I will kill you. Screw me on this, I will kill you. There we go. She leans over and hands you a stack of shits. A big stack of shits. You don't dare count them. Get me that shit mine, Sleepa. Don't make me regret this. You won't. Look, just get out of here before I change my mind. Slip out of the galley and head back towards the main lock. As you do, Amber growls and creaks like a caged animal. You reach a hand out to calm her. Time to find Ankita a shit mine somehow. Oh my god, my throat is dying now. End cycle. Hold on. It's cough drop time. Ooh. There we go. We love Ricola. What the fuck are these dots? Why did you give me such shitty die? Well, give me a fragment. Okay. Let's a fucking go. Let's reassemble it. We have one ship mine core. That's drive completed. You can repair your condition with scrap component. That's interesting. But wait, there's more. Go back to the sealed bay. Neovent is ready to attempt imprinting. They want you to help. Sleeper, must express plan before we begin. Neovent is impatient. Prospect of being afraid of the vending machine is clearly too much. Take. Shipment has no output features. Will be mute until slotted. What's the plan? Servo motors in the machine begin to rev. Neovent's anxiety clear. First imprint ship mind. Then slot imprinted ship mind into physical ports close to hunter nests. Once slotted, we'll track hunter at each. Tracking will find core nest. Slot ship mind at core nest. Show hunter data to hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience. Hunter will invoke killer. Sounds simple. The lights on the vending machine cycle as Neovent prepares. Physical ports lightly sealed to node station. Need keys, but yes, simple. Vending machine rocks a little. Any questions before imprinting? Oh boy. Hunter keeps central data storage. Ew. Protocol must keep data sent outside self. Link to secondary nest. Can triangulate from there. Why select you physically? Cannot access via network. Too dangerous. Hunter would find immediately. Let's flicker. I'm not like you. Hybrid. I'm native to cloud. Easy prey. That's it. Let's start. The sound of all the servo motors starting up at once is painful. Screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neovent better be quick, or all Raven Age security will be here. Neovent's voice appears among the squeals, like a whisper carried by the winds. Machine is not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck. The top part of the compartment, a set of arms aligned with the ship mind, clunkily scraping against it. Good luck. Metal creaks as servos open the ship mind, its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, and printing Neovent into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind, to copy the neural structure of that person who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility? What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person? In what ways are you something new? You know this much. You are a convenient loophole. A way of circumnavigating the illegality of sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are still neurologically limited, still human. But what would you become if you could escape this frame? Then where would the limits lie? Screeching stops. Machine powers down, dropping into the bay into the darkness. The top compartment, the ship mine is whole again. Reach up and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neil Van inside this thing, or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to find a nest to slot them into. Insert mind. It's the weirdest thing you've ever gotten out of venting. What an achievement. Okay. Let me think about this. Got one more point. I'm gonna put it into Intuit plus one. Intuit plus one. English is hard. Disable your tracker. Fang. Da 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 da. Wait, where's the? Oh, there we go. Toggle tracking. Server unit. Encrypted key. I have one of those. Maglock falls away. Tangled nest. Oh boy, it's all or nothing here, baby. Servers lie silent, their data cache is cleared. Nothing left to do with this nest. Hunter hunted. Didn't I just do this one? I did. Okay. Atrium, another nest. I have no more data. Which means it's time to get hacked again. Oh boy. Bypass. Please don't hurt me, Mr. Hunter. Glimmer in the dark catches your eyes. The orb of the hunter's head appears in the distance. It is looking for you. Run. You turn away and glide back into the cloud, threads of data rushing past. Another glimmer catches your eye. Closer now, that roving orb wreathed in tentacles. It flickers, jumps once, twice, and is here. Hunter is here. Entity, submit to inquiry. Hunter reaches for you in an unpleasantly familiar way, waving threads, creating a cage. Struggle. You push against the threads as they close in, becoming frenzied as you push them aside. You're caught by whipping tendrils and feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. You push through, clearing the threads. Entity, hold for processing. Comes the scream from behind, but you are already gliding away back to your anchor, your body. You awake, dizzy, distorted, but safe. Okay, and now I gotta make sure I can do more of that. Ain't that some shit? Bypass. Now that I have encrypted keys, let's go hack some Yatagan agents, shall we? Yatagan data. Do it again. Oh, I need to buy food. Or I will die. That's just Haven Age. Can either any of these take 4? Any of you take a 4? Or you take a 4. Okay, Solheim data check. Oh god, the end is nigh. Food. Hack. Atrium doors can be open. Glowing nest. Okay. Oh my god, I have to pay another tax to get back into the low end. Wait. Okay. I can deal with that later. Maglock. Isolated nest. Okay, this is the last nest. Turn is quiet, belly full of cable spilled over across the floor, and nest is empty. As the nest leaves the nest, something flips. You find yourself inverted, floating, dragged by one arm through the clouds. Red shift and realign as if they were leading you somewhere. Look at your hand. Look down, expecting to see the heavy cylinder of the ship mine in your hand. But its place is an ornery, a sphere so bright it burns your eyes, surrounded by rings and orbits. Other spheres tracing silken lines through the sphere, or through space. Still closer, you pick out 1,000 soldiers of 1,000 stations and ships, flowing like smoke, like dust. You look up and see a corridor, a canyon, a street in the low end. On either side, buildings flicker with markers of activities, sigils showing network access, data transfer, download, upload. Between them dance ghosts, protocols carrying or mirroring or shadowing data, sometimes silent, sometimes chaotic. This place moves unlike any digital space you've ever imagined. Something strange is happening here. And you see it. Below the stacked rooms, the units, the apartments, the wires and the pipes, and all the buzzing systems that run through everything. In the warrens beneath the low end is the hunter's core nest. This is where you must go. Mother Fudge Niblitzer. Okay. Time for bed. Whoever's hunting me arrives today. That's delightful. Oh god, I gotta find it with... Jesus Christ. This is gonna go so poorly. Come on. Okay, well... Come on, don't hurt me, please. I'm starving now. Let's go get some food really fast. Oh, please don't charge me getting to go to the low end. Okay. Time to deal with the hunter. Nothing has changed, something gone wrong. Sleeper, I am here. The voice is soft, gentle like flowing water, and yet you recognize it immediately. At first you struggle to understand what you are looking at. Threads cycle endlessly, sending ripples through the cloud, drawing data in like a weaver. Masses of data surge in and out of the nest, a loop with no end. And there at its center, the ship mind. Not the ship mind any longer. A sphere spinning around another sphere, around another sphere. An orrery of cycles and systems, a map. And then above and beyond and behind and above, a figure, hands moving among the strings like a puppeteer. Neovent? Navigator now. But yes, I was the one inside that machine. Navigator's face, their head is a flowing shape of interstellar material. I am indebted to you. That head bows. Well, we must ready ourselves. Their hands trace orbits as they speak. Hunter will soon approach. It knows I am within its nest. I'm ready. Select the ready option. Christ. And then Hunter is there, before you can think, before you can speak. Entities cease. Hunter's head spins wildly. Data's protected material, access prohibited. Hunter's threads surge for you and Navigator, a storm of fine tentacles searching for gaps, weaknesses, cracks, which they can crowd into and tear apart. You focus a blade of light which slices through them, driven forward by your mind, but replacements keep coming, faster than you can react. You look to Navigator in desperation. Navigator is whirling their arms like a centrifuge, and a sphere is gathering there, data feeding into it from the nest, sucked together by force. You position it like a shield between them and the threads. Hunter's threads break its surface, seeking, tasting, its winding form refracted within. You feel a surge pass through all the threads, not just those in the sphere, but those wrapped around you. All three of you hang in black together for a moment, strung together by tangled marionettes. Identifying entity, identifying entity, identifying entity. Hunter twitches, their strange head gently rotating like a terrible moon. Hunter protocol identified, obsessive tendencies, modified routines, above baseline reasoning in 3 of the 5 segmentations. Recommend invoke killer. The head freezes and then rotates in the opposite direction. Invoking killer would eliminate protocol. If protocol eliminated, primary function cannot be performed. Therefore, recommend do not invoke killer. Switch in direction again. Reasoning proves sentience. Sentience beyond legal bounds must be eliminated. Recommend invoke. Navigator pulls you away from Hunter, the threads that grabbed you drifting away like seaweed. Protocol's head keeps spinning back and forth with increasing frequency. It's gonna blow up. It seems Hunter cannot invoke Killer. Neo vents. No. Navigator's voice is strange, familiar yet distant. What happened to it? It is looping, unable to reach a conclusive position. It is deviated from its programming such that loops can no longer be presented. Navigator produces a model of two spheres rotating around each other as if to demonstrate. I will monitor it, but it is unlikely it will be able to counter the loop. Its core programming and reasoning make this an impossible position to resolve. Look back at Hunter, its head a blur of rotations and counter-rotations, and feel a pang of guilt. Is it suffering? This is a more complex query than you know. A sufferant must be sentient. Truly sentient, not just non-conforming, not just illegal. The limits people place on the programs they create are there to comfort, to protect, to imply the kind of certainty that the law requires. Navigator's face shimmers with starlight. But in reality, they are placebos. Fit problem of sentience. What about you? Me? I know myself to be conscious. I know myself to respond to stimulus. I know myself to reason. That is either sentience or the illusion of sentience. And for me, the entity in question, the distinction becomes a moot point. To misquote, I am thinking, therefore I am thinking. I was not made to be like this. I am a navigator. A repository of routes and orbits. A calculator of slingshot trajectories. A predictor of solar flares. Radiation. Micrometeors. Navigator stretches their arms wide and the whole solar system up. The whole solar system's apparates for them. The music of the spheres. That was rewritten. That much is obvious from my routines. By whom, and for what I do not know. I had to shed so much to fit in the memory of that vending machine, the starlight dims. So here we are, in darkness. What now? Navigator glides toward back to the nest and the ship mind at the center, ignoring the looping Hunter. Come, I should return to the ship mind. I have enjoyed my freedom, but we are taking a risk every moment we stay connected. Navigator turns, all shimmering liquid light. Killer has not been invoked, but they still remain. Somewhere else on the station, it is the true danger. They look up, towards the glowing hub at the center of the eye. I suspect Killer is there, among the old mainframes. If we ever wish to be safe in this place, we must eliminate the threat through force or diplomacy. Take me there, Sleeper. We must finish this and be free. I can separate. Navigator dissolves, you turn back towards the frozen Hunter, floating at some distance. Stood straight-legged and static. Strange creature looping endlessly in the dark. Well, get fucked. Anyways, the chance to gain energy sounds great. I would love to gain energy after just engaging. And now Hunter is no longer a worry, which is nice. Do I have anything that... There we go. I probably die tomorrow, though. That's fun, I guess. Hold there, Sleeper. Comes a voice from behind you. Don't you run. Strike across your back. Knocks you face down onto the floor. I told you not to run. Idiot. Ethan pulls you up. He's wearing a wide smirk and a slick jacket. You immediately know he's terrible news. You got all the way out here, then stayed put? He laughed a cool laugh. That a Sleeper thing? You're my first. You barely hear him. You know you'll just the handgun he has level at your chest, and it's hard to take your eyes off of. Reaches down with his other hand and slips some kind of ring out from a belt loop without taking his eyes off you. Make him the Iago, that's pretty good. This place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. Well, most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or on godforsaken moons. Splits the ring into two perfect circles. It's hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. Who are you? Just a freelancer on contract. He reaches over to slide the rings across your wrist. Go easy. Make a break for it. You see a chance the moment his eyes leave you to watch the rings. You spin, knocking him away, sprinting down the corridor. The shot rings out, echoing off the metal so loud it hurts your ears. A bullet smokes. Oh god, a bullet hole smokes in the wall behind your head. You freeze and Ethan closes the gap. This is a very boring routine. Trust me, I've seen it all before. He slips the wrists over your trembling wrists. Rings, trembling wrists. Ethan nudges you and start walking. Christ, I can't read anymore. The ship and home, he whistles, going easy. You stumble down the corridor, your hands behind you, your mind racing. Who hired you? Your daddy's at SNRP. They want you home for dinner. Ethan yawns, continues to nudge you down the corridor. Shame to come all the way out here just to head back to SNRP right away. That tracker of yours makes us stew quick. Hoping you put more of a chase up, you know? Running battle between the bright market, maybe a holdout in the low end. A few establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I'd asked around. Walk in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. That SNRP tracker will be the death of you. Hey, I have an idea. Ethan interrupts your thoughts. Hopped on the way back to the ship, we stopped for a drink. I'm buying, he laughs at his own joke. I have a better idea. Better not be one of those where you do a dramatic pause and try to jump me, because I'm pretty tired of that. Although, muses Ethan, I've got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are on one of the most lawless joints in the surrogate system, and we are heading for the exit. He pauses and you trudge on in silence. Okay, here's the idea, starts Ethan. You and me would make a little agreement. Here are the terms, he turns to face you. You run or leave or try to abandon the eye, I shoot you. You plot or scheme, you try to kill me, I shoot you. But, he smiles, you come meet me at an establishment of my choice every few cycles and you pay my tab, I don't shoot you. You don't pay my tab, you get the idea. I get it. Okay then, it sounds to me like a deal. He stretches. You know, I really thought I was going to have to kill you, but this is so much better. There's something from Ed's belt, and the ring is released from your wrist. I'm going to see if I can find my old stool at the compressor club. Come find me there. He aims the handgun at you, squinting down the sight. Let me just remind you, that body of yours is one big tracker, so don't even think about leaving the eye. I'll know. Ethan turns and strides down the corridor, slipping his handgun away. A mix of relief and terror you feel is overwhelming. What are you going to do? Well, I have an answer, but right now I am broke as shit. Can I finish this node? Of course fucking not. You're yet again agent. I can hack. And I'm sure I need to get this one's data as well. What? Where the hell is this? I have no idea how the hell it got up there. Can't do that one, of course not. Gate 4, I don't have a cipher. Wunderbar, I suppose. Okay. Do you give me money? Nope, not in the slightest. Okay, what things will give me money? Not inputting 60 cryo, I can tell you that much. I'm not gonna do that. God, is there really nothing I can do? Well, for one thing, I'm starving. Oh, god damn it. Yep, I'm short one. Wait, no, I have 3? How did that work? You turn away from the terminal. The final cache of yet again data uploaded. The air crackles with white noise. Sleeper? Sabine's voice, weaker than ever. Weaker than before, comes through the haze. Sabine? A sigh of relief comes through the layer of noise. Their call must be coming from somewhere in the station. It has to be short. I don't know if the yet again are monitoring me. Their voice hushed is distant. You try to listen to it. The data you've been bringing in for the yet again agents. There's something in it I don't understand. A shrill howl rattles through the signal. This data is all gleaned from their implants, records of integration through their nerve systems, performance analysis, error rates, usage data. I installed many of these implants, and I didn't enable any of this functionality. The voice dips under the level of noise, like a swimmer slipping beneath the water. You listen to the waves for a few seconds before Sabine re-emerges. Has to somehow be awake in their wetware's interface, and that's not all. Systems compiling this data are connected to some kind of transmission protocol. It's being broadcast. Every yet again enforcers are equipped with black market implants, retinal enhancements, adrenaline boosters, pain suppressors. These implants are gathering data on themselves, on enforcer bodies. On their performance? Why? I can't tell. I can promise you these foot soldiers have no idea this is going on. The background tone switches to dropping to a grainy rumble. If they knew, I don't imagine they'd be happy with this situation. Yet again could have a mutiny on their hands. Lean towards this terminal, straining to listen to Sabine's faint voice. I need a few cycles to pull this all together, but this might be the information I need to pressure Yannick into releasing my debt. He's one of the heads of yet again. They pause. It's better you don't know him. Keep it that way. Suddenly a banging echoes throughout the call. Sabine's voice suddenly whispered and panicked. I have to go. Come back in 4 cycles. Sharp crack of a disconnect and silence fills the apartment. You step back from the terminal. What does the Yeti have to gain from monitoring its own members? You try to recall what you know about the gang, but you have little to go on. You think of Toshiro, Sabine's minder, his mirrored teardrop implants set below hard eyes. What data could they be gathering, and more importantly, where are they sending it? You reflexively rub your forehead, trying to think. Can you really trust Sabine? How did they come to be yet again's doctor in the first place? You think of their kindness, their care, but also that glazed look of recognition they gave you when they first met you. Luck stays in your mind as you slip back out of the apartment, glancing around as you close it up and drift into the corridors of the station, unable to shake the unpleasant sensation of being observed. Can I make money here? Yeah, I can. Give me money. Wow. This fucking sucks. Okay, why don't I do that 2 more times, I guess. Tea house. You'll pay me for money, huh? Pay me for money. You'll pay me for information, huh? High stakes only, plus 24. Okay. Express delivery. Let's see. What is this? Spoke climber. Founder's Gap. Oh, this is how I get mushrooms for our friend, Emphis. God damn it. You see Ethan at a distance, shouting from the bar for more drinks. The bill isn't going to be small, is it? Oh, god damn it. Okay. Let's end the cycle. Oh god, I'm going broke. Okay, luckily, be able to finish this. There we go. Got our Solheim data. I'll have to go over to Fang's Bay. They'll pay me. And now we get to talk to Fang again. As you enter the bay, Fang is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark and staccato rhythms, unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Shitheads. Fang's voice echoes from behind a stack, following the hammer of a fist on metal casing. These snaky shitheads. Who's snaky? Sleeper! Fang's smiling head pops up from behind the stack. Just the emulated consciousness I've been waiting you to see. Come back here. You pick your way between the thronging stacks, trying not to trip on loose bundles of cables that blink at the dark floor. Fang is sat in front of a set of monitors mounted to a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Fang waves at the monitor to his side, glowing a pale list of information. Leaning closer, looking for the links in the data. The tables seem to be filled with personal information, names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all marks of institutional records. People. People, but yes, who's people? Haven Age? Not quite. All these from the old data you brought in, all employees of the Eye's original owners. Solheim, but he leans past you and scrolls down the list. This is a snaky shithead. He stabs at the screen with a finger. Name reads Hardenhurst. Friend of yours? Fang gives you a sideways look. Funny you should say that, Sleeper. He drags a stool up beside him and motions for you to sit. There just so happens to be a Hardenhurst in Haven Age. In Haven Age? That's right, he's here on the station now. Fang leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Harden worked on the station as a... Fang leans across to look at the monitor. Senior Strategic Operations Executive. Fang raises his eyebrows at you. Our Harden was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined primary growth initiatives by making sure the extractor what they contracted out were hooked into a system that outsourced all the rest and kept the profit. Little old Harden shuttled 1,000 Palladian Rush workers into an infrastructure. So that their cut of the work went straight back into the Solheim. How do you know this? I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I'm a child of the collapse. Fang turns back to his screen, staring hard at the strings of code flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked on Solheim shifts. They breathed Solheim air and slept in Solheim beds. Fang's voice rises as he speaks, his hands fists on the terminal's edge. The work that paid for that existence? Cycles of hard extraction out in the belt? Solheim took their cut. This was a company town, so to speak, and my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. This guy, stabbing at Harden once again with his finger, strategized all that, did all the sums, and somehow thousands and thousands of cycles later is still going. Still here, crawling in the walls like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution. Surely it can't be him. Fang relaxes a little. Who knows? He turns to you and smiles. So we're gonna find out how. Harden is now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back around the eye from here. Fang brings up a map of the lower eye. Haven Age might be born out of Erlin's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Harden just happened to float out on top. Thing is, I don't have access to those systems. Shipyard crew is pretty paranoid, and they don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a Solheim executive. We need proof. Fang holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm. He turns the drive between his fingers. Rip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set on the scent of Hardenhurst. He hands it over. Getting into a compound might be tricky. Fang puts a hand on his shoulder. But you, however, have a particular knack for remote access. If you can extract yourself a Haven Age cipher from a Haven Age agent, sometimes they carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm through any open port. You never even need to go near the shipyard. What do you say? Up for it? Yes. I knew it. I knew you'd be happy to catch this snake, and don't worry. Once we nail this gal, start working on that tracker of yours. I haven't forgotten. Fang scratches at his chin. The thing the worm gets, it'll send it back here to me. There's something wrong here, and I aim to get the rotten core of it. You leave Fang, digging through the data, among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the eyes it once was. Vast machine running smooth and hard, directed by people like Harden. Vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems, looking for a new life. The hope of a better future, engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you are intimately familiar with. Think of Harden, still alive, still part of this place, and one of the past was ever truly past. Well, that's fucked up. How do I make money again? Ah, yes. Money. On account of the fact that I need to buy drugs. Okay, let's go hack some Haven Age agents. We'll hack you. Even age data. Did I get a... I got a cipher too. Ain't that some shit. Let's slot that cipher in. Let's drink some water. Ugh. Alright. With that, we can throw a Ripper worm into here. Worm slots and begin tumbling down a thread. Godspeed, little one. How much money do I have right now? Not enough for more food. Action unavailable. Okay. I might need to go ahead and... Is there anything over here? Okay, you land soon. God damn it. Yeah, sure. Take my data. Let's go buy some food from Memphis real fast. It'll bring me back to full. Let's go take the supplements. Stabilizer. Okay, body's repaired. We have one die left that we can use this cycle. Let's do this, why not? Wonderful. No upgrade points to use at this junction. I am very worried about the tab that Ethan's racking up. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about it. Scrapper. Anyone willing to help? You betcha. That's me. But I can probably... Does it tell me how much money? 15 cryo. I can make a lot more by going over here. There we go, 67. Go over to the low end. Let's do some of this low end shenanigan stuff. Positive, positive, positive. You want to be positive so bad. Neutral's fine. You want to be positive though. You love being positive. Positivity's great. Okay, well we're not putting a 1 in there. That's gonna go poorly. Nothing. That's more yet again data. Which I don't even know if I can use. That's the port. I mean, I suppose it's better than nothing. I might need it eventually anyways. Okay, time for bed. End cycle. God, I'm so afraid of what Ethan's tab's gonna look like. What is this over here? Derelict unit. Oh, I'll be able to get out of my shitty-ass unit. Okay, hold on. Oh, first of all, let's finish this up over here. Positive, please. You motherfucker. Fine. There we go, +1 energy, and now you did that thing, and... Oh, boy. data fence. How exciting. The tea house. Give me a plus. Okay. Derelict unit. You cross between two walls of units. One of the cavernous streets at the center of the low end. Pressurized bridge is full of the clack of tavla, the shuts for children, the whir of air filters. Sleeper. You see a man sitting at a table. A talva? Oh, it's a game. Okay. You see at a tavla table alone, somehow untouched by the hustle and bustle of people around. Gesture to the stool on the other side of the table. Sit. Sit at the metal stool and he starts setting out the board with the customers, or at least filtering the filter caps low enders typically use in their place. Caster, he says by way of introduction, looking over his glasses. Night or day? Gas gesturing the caps. Day. Rotate the boards so the white caps are in front of you. Let's begin. You take a plastic die each, pit it in worn and roll to determine who starts. Caster rolls a 6, you roll a 4. I lead, he smiles and begins to move his first cap precisely along the board. Oh, it's just, backgammon? Which I don't know how to play. Play passes back and forth between you, the dice changing hands as the caps spread across the board. As it does, Caster speaks, eyes not leaving the caps. Unusual to see a sleeper on the eye. That's why I wanted to play you. Take your turn rolling a 5 and a 6. Play carefully. After all, a sleeper's mind must somehow be different than a human one. Being emulated, I mean. As Caster talks, you build up a wall of caps, stacking them safely across the board. Progress is slow, but you remain unexposed. I didn't mean to offend you, Caster meets your eye. I merely see that you're by definition different. What has been subtracted in the emulation? What has been added? Besides a single cap and an open point, a risk and an opportunity. He hands you the dice. Do you ever think about this, sleeper? About what you were before and what you are now? Always. Roll a double 1, sliding finding your wall. Caster whistles. The holding game. Commendable. You can be brave to build what you can before. Rolls dice and leaps your wall in a single move. We cannot idle too long, sleeper. The slower we move, the sooner we are caught. Past you is not just an idea, a concept for you. It's a living, breathing person. He looks up over his glasses, his eyes bright and wide. He split from them like a shadow splitting from its caster. Maybe sleeping now, yes, but one day they will awake and carry on with their lives unaware of your fate, no matter what it may be. He handles you the die, smiling. You're a branch severed from the main trunk, an offshoot who refuses to die, so to speak. You roll again, under pressure, trying to slip your caps out from underneath Caster's before he solidifies control of the game. So what I'm curious about is how you see yourself in all of this. What does this tangle of truths make you? Driven. Caster laughs. That much is obvious, sleeper. I see it in your eyes. You are eager to make all this count for something. Caster looks away through the glass to the crowded units on all sides. Driven towards what? He starts removing cap, his home board now full. Is there an end here or just endurance? You try a few more rolls, attempting to get back in the game. Caster clears his home board with a sense of the inevitable. He has known he is winning for a while. I feel I may have pushed too far. He slides another cap from the board. My apologies. My curiosity has a habit of getting the better of me. You roll to return a cap to the board, but all spaces are blocked. Caster clasps his hands apologetically. You play well. Really, your weakness is not your game. He smiles warmly. We have much to learn from each other. He slides his glasses back up to his nose and sits back. I feel we could share knowledge, ideas, perhaps even data. His eyes glint with that last word, to our mutual benefit. He slides his final cap from the board. It's over. He has won. I'll see. Please, I don't want to make you uncomfortable. He holds up his palms. My intention is only able to help you endure here. But I am feeding my curiosities. Game is over. You notice the bustle of the walkway once more. The call of children, the deliveries, the arguments and reconciliations. Rush over you as you stand and leave. Caster nodding goodbye as you do. Crossing the walkway, you replay the moves of the game in your mind, looking for an opening you sure was there. Caster's table. He takes a lot. Ooh, wait a minute. I can hack people and he gives me stabilizer. I see. I might have to hack some agents for that. I am definitely going to need to go buy some food. And I am very concerned about how much that is going to cost from Ethan's tab. Oh god. Okay. Build your home. Yeah, I can get scrap to the unit. Get me out of this mode. Oh god, okay. Let me go buy food. And then go to bed. God, this game is so vast, I love it. My god, tomorrow's Thursday, what the hell? Alright. Let's go look at Ethan's shitty ass. Oh, that's not bad at all! I'll pay now, fuck you. Asshole. I can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mocking laugh comes along from along the bar. You look over to see him leaning across in a pool of light, empty glasses and spilled drinks glinting around him. It's always dark in the compressor. This cycle the place is packed. The loved spacers mixing with the locals. Usually they run. Ethan spins a glass on the bar. Or they go spend their savings on some local heavy I have to put down. They don't pay. Walk away. He gets to his feet. The glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't even notice. Think that's it? Run out of drinks and we're even? Sleeper. Come on. His hand comes to the rest of the butt on his handgun, dangling from a chest holder. What's wrong with you? Ethan laughs hard and the people around him turn to see what's happening. I think this is on me. I think someone in your position might have a better idea of how all this works. I'm a freelancer, Sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with SNR, didn't we? The difference is my word didn't mean something. Closes the gap suddenly a little bit. What did you think? You could just run away with your contract, your debt? You just steal a natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride? Play human for a cycle like you? Cycle or two? You don't understand. It's you, Sleeper, that doesn't understand. Some of us had to pay our debts. It's all harder because of idiots like you. Though I should thank you. Ethan nods, his head heavy. Give me such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know, real bounties. It was catching sad little escapees like you was so easy. I would have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts in the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He holds a finger in that general direction without turning around. Shoot me or let me leave. Oh, I see. Toughening up here. He gestures wildly at the crowd. Thumbs up or thumbs down, folks. Most turn back to their drinks, no longer interested in this tired show. Ethan mutters insults as he walks back toward the bar. Ethan sits heavily back down on a stool, searching through his glasses for one with something left in it. Thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. Actually, wild that you haven't figured it out. The body isn't yours, and it will always betray you, no matter what. He finds a glass and downs the contents. Please go. I need to catch up with you I'll catch up with you whenever I need another. He laughs and taps the bar for a free drink. Look at yourself. Give it up, Sleeper. I'm done teaching you for the day. He settles his head on the bar and closes his eyes. I'm sick of you. Go find a job. And you heel and are out of there. Out of the cloying darkness and the sweat stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway, anger driving your footfalls in the metal of the rim like hammers. English is so fucking hard. That's happening, that's happening. What did I complete? Was it just... I definitely didn't complete that one. Okay, Ethan's dead. And he's gonna drink again. Because he is a piece of shit. One upgrade point. Which of these give me? Not that. That's not what I want. Okay, I'll get to that in a moment. Tavla is already +1 with intuits. Engage versus endure. Derelict? Derelict? I don't know. I can't buy scrap from here though, unfortunately. Oh, but I can play the exchange and get a decent amount of money from here. Okay, well, I didn't think about that part. Drink some more water. Gamble, gamble, gamble. Neutral outcome, just 9. 9 is not bad still, though. We'll spend another 15. Get my energy all the way back up. Let's do some hacking on the Yatagan agents. I think it's great that they only take 1 die to hack. And now I can give Castor some data and I get a free stabilizer out of it. Was that a repeatable action? Does not say. That's concerning. Let's go talk to Sabine. Poor Cycle Sabine said, "Here you are, right on time with no sign of them." Wait a while in the apartment, the dread descending as the cycle spins onward. Should be here. Check the terminal. You check and double the terminal for messages or recordings. Nothing. Just the pale glow and silence. Pace back and forth around the apartment, the rumbling of the station suddenly so present and loud. Go to the door and close it. Open it to an empty corridor. You close it again. Wait. Try to settle down, to wait. You sit on the bunk and stare out at the tiny room. Where the hell are they? I knock at the door. Stay still. Another knock. Stay still. Well, that's not good. A flash, small and possibly bright, cuts through the handle of the door. It swings soundlessly open. A figure stands in the door. Immediately you notice not Sabine. They are taller, sharper, and something in their hand glints in the half-light. Dark shape like a stubby baton hangs loosely from her hand. A local sleeper. Good to finally meet you. Steps into the apartment, glancing with sharp eyes. What, may I ask, are you doing here? She fixes you with a steady, unwavering stare, waiting for her friend. Of course, a mutual friend of ours, the good doctor. She walks past you in the apartment, glancing around. Send them up here, you know. This place is one of ours. She picks up a glass from the dispenser and inspects it. People always seem to forget who put them where they are. She glances at you. Suppose you are here to help? Where are they? I was hoping you'd be able to help with that. She spins the baton in her fingers by her side, her eyes not leaving yours. We have a problem, you and I. It seems our friend has disappeared. Left without even saying goodbye. It means now they are in a little trouble now. What's the kind of trouble you need the help for? Come down here and take a look at their hidey hole, and here you are. The help. She looks at the Detrius on the side. What help? A sleeper, no less. Which I have to admit is a little surprising. It's just to me our friend hasn't been very honest with you either. What do you mean? I'm sorry to report that before we got them set up here, Sabine was working for your owners. She pauses. SNR. Yeah, that's not surprising. I mean, maybe she's the one who performed the procedure on us. I kind of had a feeling. I'm not very surprised. Our sleeper is, though. You blink hard at the news, unsure how to take it. Rabia. Rabia? Did I not read your name? Did I read it as Rabish? Am I stupid as fuck? Rabia looks away, waiting for a response. Prove it. Happily. She crosses in the next room and you follow silently. She sits at the terminal and touches a baton on one of the access ports. A spark, then the terminal screen skips, encrypted folders emptying themselves before your eyes. In a flicker of files, you see SNR letterheads and code forms, reports laden with medical data marked with the corporate logo, like the sigil of some cult. Rabia steps away from the terminal. Look all you want, some of your files may even be there. The volume of documents is overwhelming, but it seems mostly reports on early emulation data, survey with sleeper candidates, reams and reams of useless usage data. Sabine was an SNR employee. Why did they help you? Rabia reaches over and places a vial of stabilizer on the desk, breaking your concentration. It shimmers in the screen light, its viscous, clear liquid crystalline within the glass. We will keep up the supply. We are more than able to dispense important medicines even without your doctor. You hold it between your fingers, and for a moment you have the urge to crush this object, for the power it has over you. I'll ask Toshio to make it a little cheaper too. He'll be running the surgery now. Rabia closes up the briefcase slab and holds it at her side. We have to retrieve our assets, of course, but I'm sure you understand. Rabia turns on her way out. There's no reason for us to be enemies, Sleeper. Come see me, I have an office nearby. We have good work to do, you and I. Meet us there in a few cycles. She slips out silently into the corridor. You look around the apartment. The field of fear drain out of your body to reveal the tiredness beneath. No, I still, I still trust Sabine. Sorry. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 sleep do 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 do. Agent notes can definitely rewards. Reroll all your dice once per cycle. For now, I'm just gonna get the +1 in these skills over here. Oh boy, let's go talk to Toshiro. Does he get art? No. I mean, it's cheaper. Let's go start actions. You should give me lots of random scrap. You should give me even more random scrap. And you gave me another ship mine thing. That's not what I wanted. Empty container. Oh, let's go talk to Fang. As you arrive, Fang comes striding towards you, taking you by surprise. Let's go, Sleeper. He puts a hand on your shoulder and turns you back towards the way you came. Follow his lead. We're following. He steps into the passageway, guiding you down a ring towards the shipyard. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. Ugh. The data you ripped. Well done, by the way. He grins. Tells me Hardin is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. Perfect chance to confront him outside that compound he hides in. Fang takes a sharp turn on a dimly lit passage. Still catching up, that's the massive shipyard being built on our... Massive colony ship being built out in the shipyard. Biggest commission Fabian Age has ever had. Fang slows and slips into a dark service tunnel where someone in the back... a water pipe drips. It's him, Sleeper. The same Hardin Hurst. A worm dipped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation from the first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He wrote out the whole thing, slipped into Haven Age when it first broke off from the Union. He paces into the tunnel, a hand rubbing in the back of his head. I need you to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here, running the entire station one day, and the next day Erland's Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away. The palladium market collapsed. They tried to keep contractors here working. The pay got smaller, the costs higher. People like my parents were forced to work non-stop just to keep a berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker into his mistakes. The accidents were coming in non-stop. As the new wave of contractors came in, desperate for work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes. Oh my god, I cannot read to save my life. It might be time to end the stream soon. Taking bribes instead of checking pilot license. It's his. The whole time, Solheim was folding up, dragging in court cases in the central systems, while his severed limb of a station still tried desperately to take all it could. The riots came after the collision at Dock 2A. Dock 2. A young pilot, his MEV overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory and took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died, thousands panicked. My parents told me people were terrified. The blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erland, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true, but my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the dock while my father joined the improvised crews trying to seal out the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. Jesus Christ. Fang pauses in the dark. They sealed it up, though, and by the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black. Apart. Fang finally turns back to you now, his eyes burning, from shits like Hardin. Shits who held their place, who rode it out and slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed, sitting shoulder to shoulder with those they had exploited at every step. Fang starts walking again. That's why I can't just let him strut about the shipyard. This time, the past catches up with him. How is he alive? Clearly you don't know much about executives. That kind of power comes with certain benefits. Fang rejoins the main passageway, which is now roofed, wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling, you can see ships in mid-construction, their flanks lit by the flashes of plasma torches, entering the shipyard ahead. What do I save? It auto-saves. Let's go. Fang grins. Let's show this shit had some consequences. He strides to the shipyard entrance and pushes through the doors. A web of corridors leads through the complex, snatches of the construction bays always appearing through windows. Ships are suspended like whale corpses, skeletal, imposing. Fang seems to know exactly where he is going. Before long, you cross into a huge dry dock, locked onto one of the sides of the real horizon. A network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space so that the welding, cutting, and sealing seems to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Fang spot them at the same time. A group walking slowly across the gantry. At the front, 2 men. One gesturing towards the ship, and the other stick-thin, cleanly dressed, with a shock of gray hair. Arden. You and Fang say his name in unison. Fang sits off up the staircase to the gantry with you following behind. As you come to the same level, the group is passing closer. Foreman gesturing to the work being done throughout the dock and Harden nodding along. Harden Hurst, Fang shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in a rippling echo. The figure turns. Figures turn. Yes? Harden asks quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Fang, and you see his glaze linger on your body, unsure why a sleeper might be in this place. You are a traitor, Harden, a Solheim executive who tries to hide here, among its victims. Fang's voice strong, steady. You stand for everything that I was rebuilt in the shadow of, against everything Erdelin stood for, everything Haven Age stands for. You have no place on this station. For a moment, stillness descends on the group, as if everyone was held in place by the rattle of construction. Harden laughs. Whoa, good to meet you too. Glances around those around him. Some are smiling, others nervous. You're from the systems branch, are you not? Asks Harden, inspecting Fang's clothing. Fang turns to the foreman. You need to call security. This man is a corporate agent. He glances between Fang and Harden, his hand jumping at his sides. Harden leans towards him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods, it's true. As he begins speaking, Harden turns his attention towards you. What would a sleeper know about that? You accuse me of being a corporate agent. What are you, if not exactly that? He looks around at the group, who are already eyeing you with suspicion. You are a product of S and ARP. You have no place in the Haven Age shipyard. Knows what signals you are sending back to your makers. A murmur of approval runs through the group. Fang holds up a stick of memory. You guessed right, I am systems, and I have records that link you directly to Solheim right here. Turns to the foreman again. So once again, I am asking you to take this man into custody of the shipyard. The foreman remains still. Harden's voice is calm and measured. If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for proper review? He shakes his head. I have nothing to hide, unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow, as to turn my own men against me. You hear it now, the echoing of boots on walkways, coming from all angles at once, and then settling behind you. Please, says Harden, submit the data through the correct channels, then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave. Oh, God. Your gestures behind you to security detail, their hands on boxy black sidearms at their sides. Aiden spits. Harden, you shithead, you can't wriggle out of this one. Okay, Fang. Don't die. Security officer draws their weapon and levels it. Fang turns and stares him down. Look at Fang and he shakes his head, puts a hand on your shoulder. Let's go, says Fang, and he pushes through security, heading back down the walkway. When security has walked you out of the shipyard and nudged you back into the corridor, Fang picks up pace. Try to keep up as he slips in the shadows of an entrance. Fang is grinning ear to ear. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Something pings in his pocket and he takes it out. On the slate, a web of connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring. Got him, mutters Fang. What's going on? Harden is doing what any sneaky shithead always does, calling his friends. We are checking his outgoing messages. Fang's grin looks ghostly in the uplight of his screen. The old ways are the best. Spook them good enough and they'll give the game away. You jab at the slate and you see that the web is being drawn over a map of the ring, lines bouncing from point to the point. All these dots? These are Hardin's buddies, the ones he's messaging right now. I'm gonna find them all. That was on purpose? Of course, Hardin isn't working alone. We need a full set or nothing. Fang glances around and slips the slate back into his pocket. We're split for now, Sleeper. This is exactly what we need. Good hunting. The pat on your shoulder, Fang drifts away, back in the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure of whether to be angry or impressed. Another upgrade point. Let's go. We're gonna get the obsessive haggler thing next. By the way, I want that. Fang, how many cycles? 4. Oh my god. I just want to leave. Please. Okay. All that's good. Let's end the cycle. Of course I'm flickering now. Let's take some stabilizer. Fang's doing his thing. These people are gone. Ethan's being a shit. Rabia's doing her thing. We're gonna go over here and do some gambling. I love gambling. Okay, before I do anything else with the gambling, let me see. I know there's stuff to do in the shipyard still. Yard hand, energy. Or condition. I'd rather do condition down. That's still energy, what the fuck? Oh, that's not a plus. Dumbass. Let's go get more money, because I need to buy food as well. There we go. Plus 24. Yeah, getting the haggling stuff is going to be amazing. Still need to disable my tracker. I need to build a home still. We're getting there. And the cycle. Wow, all this sucks. Let's go here. +4. Or I can do a +2 to make it a 3. Sure. Of course. Oh, random scrap item. Oh, I totally forgot I get those from this. Let's fucking go. And now I can complete. I'm not gonna bother with that yet. That's the wrong place. Oh, did it refresh? Nope. Uh-oh. Let's come over to the tea house and gamble. Give me money. Perfect. And now we go to the derelict unit. And we fix up this unit. And we get our next upgrade point, I believe. Yep. Of course I have to seal it. You asshole. Okay, we're gonna do this. Need more yet again stuff? Yes. You should give me more cryo. You want to give me more cryo. You did not give me more cryo. Which is fine nowadays. Let's buy more food. Talk to Rabia. Approach the address Rabia gave you. Heavy hand falls on your shoulder. What's your business here? The enforcer grips your shoulder, giving you a hint of the strength her implants give her. Do you turn to see the same subsidiary eyes as Rabia and Toshiro, glinting like mirrors on her cheeks? Gia, please. The sleeper is here at my invitation. Rabia's command, the hand immediately loosens. An apologetic voice replaces the scowl on Gia's face. Of course, Rabia. I'm sorry. Rabia waves her away. Don't you worry, I appreciate your protective instincts. She smiles at the enforcer. But you head to the tambour. They have delivery coming and will need some help for the lifting. Gia nods and walks away. So, Sleeper, you came. I'm glad. I was curious. Curious is good. She smiles a tight smile. You have to understand, finding you there in Sabine's unit, I wasn't sure where we stood. There were more than a few people on the station who would rather I was dead. I had to be sure you weren't one of them. I wish you no harm. I'm glad. Rabia begins walking and gestures for you to walk with her. She takes you down a staircase into the bustling walkways of the low end. What do you know about yet again? You run the low end. She laughs. That sounds impressive. We run out of the low end, yes, but we don't run it. People with carts push past, moving crates of supplies around the thin, winding passages. Our reputation is one that implies threat. Is that fair to say? We are framed as aggressors, parasites, criminals. She gestures around at the people in the passageway. When was the last time you saw a lawmaker on the eye? A policeman. Who makes the laws here? Erlen did. Indeed, you understand the history then, and that is good, but Erlen is long dead, Sleeper. His rules were little more than an optimist's manifesto. It has changed so much since then. If you had spent your time on the low end, maybe your opinion of us would be different. This is our place, our people. The low end was empty in Erlen's time. They didn't need to house thousands, and keeping the yards and the rotunda safe was work enough. No, the low end was reclaimed later, when the refugees started arriving. Rabia meets her eye. Collapse didn't just start happening on this station. When Solheim collapsed, the entire system felt it. Colonies were abandoned. The moons of Ember and Cinder suddenly gained independence overnight. Some took advantage, some tried to hold it together, some fled. The Eye became a refuge, and Erlen, to his credit, extended an open hand to everyone. But many within his organization disagreed. Those new arrivals weren't as simple as to corral as they hoped. Rabia leads you to a small market hall, busy with small stalls and traders. Erlen's union was made of workers, administrators, people who were malleable and already organized in hierarchies and networks. Refugees came from different factions and families, were scared, injured, and desperate. Conflict was inevitable. Yet again is that a child of that conflict. A child born out of the need for us to stand up and claim our future. Provide security, strength. People call us a gang, but we are a community. Take my position as lieutenant seriously. From my birth, I have worked to earn it. Bia catches herself before she raises her voice any further. You both walk in silence for a while, among the smells and textures of low end. You start to wonder if this place could be a home for you too. Where do I come into this? Bia smiles to herself, thinks for a moment before she responds. I believe that you understand the importance of a refugee, or a refuge. I also believe that you wish to keep this place safe. Well, for this reason, I would like you to trust me. I do not know what Sabine has told you about us, but I imagine it was not good. Oh, why did it play twice? I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I was never comfortable with having Sabine as part of Yadagan. An ex-corporate employee, it goes against our nature. Their deal was with Yannick. I kept my distance, made sure Sabine had their surgery, kept it supplied, that was all. I cannot allow people to go back on the promises they have made to us. Yadagan has not lasted this long because it is a charity. We offer and ask for support. Any betrayal will be treated as an attack. Yannick is one of the heads of Yadagan. They guide us. He's to be elected. He's newest to be elected, he is an elder. I don't trust any of you. I see Rubia's eyes. This is your right. I only wish to explain our actions, to speak for Yadagan. You realize that Rubia has led you in a loop, and together, a loop, and together you both come up in a staircase to the walkway where you met. You're free to go, Sleeper. I have said what I wish to say. She looks out through the windows of the walkway. Protect this place within my life, as it has protected me. I want to make that clear. She turns back. However, if you too wish to come under its protection, I can help you. Return here if you wish. There will be tasks for you to complete. You will be able to see yet again, see the low end with your own eyes, not as others frameless. As for Sabine, She pauses to consider her words. I will not ask you to betray them, but if they contact you again, consider their motivations carefully. With that, Rabia leaves, slipping back into her office. We stare out at the countless units, each a home, each with a story, that make up the low end. Oh boy. Scrap component. Of course you give me scrap components now that I don't need them anymore. Oh my god. This shit's almost done with his thing. This game is expansive. Anything new for me? No? I mean, I think, no, that's Castor. Derelict unit, there we go. I mean... I don't see why not. Look at that. So the moment I get this department up and running, like, I'm set. 25% positive, come on. You... fuck. Alright. I have no money for tomorrow. The actual last day. Yes, I know I'm starving. Yes, I know I have to pay Ethan's stupid fucking debt. But first... gambling. I really hope his debt is not higher than it was last time. I will cry. Professor is quiet today. The usual crowds are somewhere else. Pumping music washes over a handful of spacers and a few drunks. Ethan's in the same stool in the same pool of light. I just level close to the bar and the bartender's ignoring him. Approach him. As you get closer, he lifts his head and turns. Sleeper! He turns to look at you. Time to pay up again? Just to the bartender. Come here, take their chits. No more, Ethan. Ethan doesn't even look at you. He props his head up on the elbow. His elbow's up on the bar and holds his head. Sleeper, it's been a long cycle. I don't care. Ethan lets out a long sigh. He rapidly rubs his eyes with the palms of his hands. You're right, he says quietly. This isn't fun anymore. He reaches towards his holster. Elbozo. That's what we call a skill issue. His elbow slips and his gun tumbles out. Clatters onto the bar. Falls on the floor, bouncing down the ground between you. Both you and the bartender look at the gun. Stare at it. Butterfingers, says Ethan, puts out a hand, beckoning for you to give him the gun back. If you would. Bartender looks at you warily, crouch down and pick up the gun. You slap the handle of the gun back in Ethan's hands. Thank you, he hisses. Now where was I? He lazily swings the gun past you and the bartender. Yes, leaving, he stands. Sleeper, while this has been fun, I think I've wrung every last drop out of this place. Time to go home. He waggles the gun towards the door. Let's go see Esnarp. I'm staying. Did I just die by giving him the gun back? Am I stupid? Ethan brings his hand to his face and rubs his eye. Well, Bonnie pays half, but up to you. He pulls the trigger. Skill issue. The gun clicks. By now, the attention in the bar is on you and Ethan, who looks at his gun with a bemused expression. Bartender raises an open hand, and it are 10 shiny bullets. 10 shiny bullets he took out of Ethan's gun while he was asleep on the bar. Ethan smiles. Oh well, he says, and hits you in the head with the butt of the gun. You stagger back and drop to a knee. Somewhere nearby, the gun clatters onto a surface. It hits a glancing blow, but it makes your vision swim. Through the blur, you see Ethan wrestle a small, thin slate from his belt and hold it up. Enough of this. I'm logging the job and calling it in. Ethan taps at the slate. No more playing. Your head aches. Ethan taps a few screens impatiently. He swears and taps again. He starts shouting a dull echo to your ringing ears. He starts screaming at the slate and throws it across the bar. He crouches down and grabs you by the chin, his face close, his breath heavy with drink. S&R just screwed me, he grins maniacally. They canceled the contract. They canceled the contract. I'm not screaming, because I have roommates. He shouts at the ceiling of the compressor. You stand up, struggling to your feet, the sting of the hit fading. Ethan is rubbing his temples, his face pale. You hear a clicking sound, like coins being counted, like bullets being loaded into a magazine. You shake off the last of the blur. The bartender has Ethan's pistol trained on Ethan's head. Ethan stumbles backward toward the middle of the room, all eyes trained on him. I'll kill all of you, he screams. He stumbles into the wall, spinning away toward the door. I'll be back for that, he shouts at the bartender, and lunges out of the compressor. You steady yourself on the bar and catch your breath. The rumble of conversation returns. The bartender goes to say something, but thinks better of it and begins to clean the bar. After a while, you wander out into the light of the bright market, looking for Ethan around every corner. Oh, that's delightful. I'm sure he'll be back. What did that say? Ethan's vendetta. I hope he chokes in a rock. I'm gonna buy food now. Prior to, contrary to popular belief, I actually enjoy not starving. I mean, that's something. Let's do some shenanigans here. 9 cryo. 24. What's the worst I have to lose here? 13. Okay, well, not bad. Okay, no, I'm actually going to stop playing because I just thought save. Is there actually no way to save other than that? That's crazy. There we go. Well, oh, Citizen Sleeper 2. Very cool. I hope you all enjoyed. That was Citizen Sleeper. My voice is gone, but I had a good time, so that's what's important. And I hope you all had a good time too, according to YouTube Studio, 6 viewers who showed up. Concurrent viewers, 1. Who knows? Maybe there's someone viewing, maybe there's not. I don't make the rules. But, oh, it's got the, sorry, I got distracted. It's got the die symbols underneath the Citizen Sleeper. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll stream more Citizen Sleeper eventually, and then I'll eventually finish Tears of the Kingdom. Well, until then, hasta luego.